And there he is, Taylor Walker. 4 goals and 4 goals in the 2 games against Fremantle last year, so Fremantle know that he's the key. Now there's a free kick in the middle here. Just as Fremantle were breaking free, Adelaide get a break. Scott Thompson holding free. Heads wide. Van Berlo. Fife doesn't come at him, he just corrals him. Bad move, nice. On 50, maybe too far out to score. Realises it, Tippett flies. Bumped out of the contest, Henderson hemmed in. Yench, Riley from the boundary, and that's way wide.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have much of an option for having a shot. He's better off just hooking that back into the middle corridor, giving his teammates a chance. You've got to trust that someone's going to put themselves in an attacking position. Even if you're not sure, it's better than blazing away with no chance of kicking the goal.
Duffield has been a key. Only Fremantle player to play every game last year, and a vital cog as well this year. It's touched out of play and we'll get a ball in. Good result, really. Get it outside 50 and get a ball in when your ruckman is dominant. Sandilands has been that. Marriage. Symes tries the 3rd man up. Sandilands still got the palm down. Now Dangerfield got the handball out. Advantage played. Symes loads up long inside 50. McKernan can't get a jump at it. Dumps it down. Good attack from both players. Walker got the handball out just in time. Johnson scoots it back to Broughton. Again, Fremantle with plenty of numbers around him. Talking to him, protecting him. Kick terrible. Dangerfield loves the situation. Just pushed on the kick.
Is that a push in the back?
Or they don't pay it if it's in the backside, do they? If it's hands on the back, they pay it.
Yeah, it was a good lunge to put pressure on. Now here's Hill again. They've got to do something about Stephen Hill because they're allowing him to play behind the footy, and he is just chalking up possession after possession. That's 11 for him now.
And he's moving a little bit better too. In the contest earlier, he went back with the flight, landed on his bottom, Jason, and was limping around for about 3 or 4 minutes after that.
And left the corridor free. Mundy, Subin, Bradley. Doing as they like at the moment, the Dockers. Low into the breeze. Ballantyne's there. Crowley off hands, knocks it to Ballantyne. 3 Crows come at him. He just overread that. John Cock. Symes. No release kick. Has to go short. Anderson.
They've done their homework well, though, the Dockers. They've looked at the patterns of play that Adelaide like to move the football through, and they're really shutting off all their outlets out of defence.
Smith short. Dangerfield. Almost run down. Yench. Not 50. Crowd won it. Wasn't there. Umpire was on the spot. Pops it up for Tippett. Can't get back, and that's a mark. Johnson's ball.
Sorry, Dwayne. Bernie Vince back on after that bit of a knock in the first quarter, which is good news for Crows.
Yeah. They need as much as they can get. De Boer.
They need to start using the ball a bit better.
Yep.
Disposal efficiency is 65%.
So once again, Adelaide leaving the corridor free. De Boer heads wide. Johnson.
And whilst they have been poor by foot, we've also got to credit Fremantle's defensive pressure. They've been outstanding.
Sits it up on the breeze. Dangerfield from 4 deep. No one gets near 5.
He is deceptively tall, this young man. He's a 6'2", 6'3", and he looks like he's a 6-footer. But he's very good in the air and he moves particularly well. Just not kick it too well.
Good pump up.
Riley gives it up. Otten, Dangerfield.
No one to kick to. Outnumbered.
Johnson gets there first. Bumped out of it. Good chance. Vince straight back on. Test the injury out. Thumbs up. First goal for the Adelaide Crows.
Well, take their chance there and able to capitalise with a good left foot goal to Bernie Vince. Only on the back of Michael Johnson, just a little fumble here. Just got some pressure from behind from Nyes with a good tackle inside forward 50, and they capitalise. That might be exactly what they need to get things going. Certainly got the crowd going a little bit.
Well, a fantastic finish from Bernie Vince. Despite those harsh words from Neil Craig at quarter time, You know the Crows won't panic. They trailed Hawthorn by the best part of 5 goals early on, and I think it was some stage during the second quarter in round 1, and they worked their way back into it. They'll back themselves to do that again, because one thing they do, they work hard.
Have just clipped Scott Thompson high there. Play on advantage. Riley toward Walker. Can't take the mark. Grover been good so far. Hands it wide. Walker steals it. Took on the tackler. Appeared to have a prior by using the don't argue.
Yeah, I think he could have been gone there, but good competitive work from Taylor Walker. He flew for it, but there was no one crumbing. They've got no one at ground level in their attacking 50.
That's barely a free, that.
Yeah, that's not nothing in that.
No. Well acted. Sandlands flicks it down. Missed McFarlane. Scooting through Tippett. Caught by Broughton. Brought him down. Wide from the boot of Knights.
Here's Stephen Hill a little bit earlier, showing great courage. Just landing on his back. A bit of a clip on the leg as well. So he limped around for a bit, but seems to be moving a lot freer now as the quarter's gone on.
Duffield long. Pavlich again comes the fence. Off hands Tambling. Spears that back inside 50. And that's a good grab, Johnson, with the one arm.
There's some confidence for you.
The breeze still playing havoc. McFarlane.
A little bit better manning up now from the Crows.
Johnson.
And they've got to do this. They've got to start putting pressure on the kicks from the Dockers. They've moved it out of defence far too easily in that first quarter.
McPhee might go for this. Can't get near it. Fife's going to have to go. Dars got crunched. Scott Thompson targets inside 50. Tippett will do.
Well, maybe, just maybe, this is the scoring end, Jono. And we need to wait for the game to unfold to see if that actually is the case. But it just seems all of a sudden, whether it's the effort has lifted from Adelaide or the effort's dropped off from Freo, it seems to be the play now, once again, concentrated mainly down this end.
No, I think the effort certainly lifted on the back of the spray that the Crows got at quarter time from their coach, and they're responding to that at the moment. And you said it earlier, last week they were able to come back from 30 points down, so they won't doubt themselves to come back from various situations throughout a game.
It's interesting. He was full 30.
He's still doing warm-ups when they said 20 gone.
Into the team, first game for over a month for Kirk Tippett. You know, Craig said he might be rusty. Ton of rust on that kick. McFarlane.
He's missed by a long way, and he hasn't made the distance from 40 metres. So not the most reliable kick at this stage of his career, Kirk Tippett, but a good sign that he's getting the ball on the lead.
Tell you what, another good sign is they were smashing the clearances in the first quarter, boys. 4-0 in this quarter to Adelaide. 7-1 inside 50s in the quarter already.
Sandlands, great grab, even better kick. McPhee. Mundy. Look out. Here they go again. Main is short. Gets him on 50. No one's in the square. Oh, he missed Ballantyne. Kepler Bradley goes back. Ballantyne was away for all money there with no one ahead of him. McPhee tries to shuffle it out. Johncock back against the flow. Thompson, this game's lifted a gear all of a sudden. Vince back inboard. There's two teams playing now. There's only one in the opening quarter. Dangerfield.
They've got loose players, Adelaide, if they can move it forward quickly.
Tambling. Adelaide with some momentum back. Marich doesn't know what to do with it. Heads wide. Otten. He left that for Thompson. Lower. Just wanted it more. Dived in. Got it. Tied it up. Ball up.
Who's he pinging?
No!
Yeah, but who's he pinging? He's pinged lower.
You dived on it first.
Mate, you're kidding. That was the response.
High inside 50. Henderson goes up. Got an arm knocked. And they're tackling beautifully at the moment, Fremantle.
He can't pick him there.
He does. Oh. Jeez, there's been a memo go out I haven't read.
Well, they want to see an effort. Does he make any sort of effort? It's hard to tell. There's Nick Lower. Or Ed Lower, I should say.
Gee.
Surely you've got to be tackled at least.
Nick Lower. It is Nick Lower.
Yeah.
Diving on the ball.
Both Lower twins, of course, AFL footballers. It's hard to tell them apart in the street. Hill, back on. Well, at least it's game on. Takes off down the boundary. Sandlands. He's got his own footy.
Great positioning by Sandlands.
Ballantyne feeding off him nicely. Whips inside. Bradley. Sandlands is not really the go-to kick man. Crowley in a good spot.
See, that's disappointing from Adelaide.
It's been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. Ryan Crowley, just 7 kicks round 1, 7 kicks as well round 2.
He's going to have to go to the right goalpost here, boys.
Really kicked through it. Puts it up. Breeze bends it. Not bad. All the way through.
That's a super kick.
I reckon that came back left to right at the end, the way that went through. That was an extraordinary kick. But I mentioned disappointing from Adelaide. Scott Stevens was standing back as a loose tool, and he didn't position himself near enough to impact the contest, to give his teammate a chop out. He was the one that should have been coming over the top of Crowley, and he doesn't get there in time. I mean, he's all on his own. He's got to judge it better. Have a look at the flight of the ball. Looks to be going right to left. Starts to come back.
Number 16 off, 36 on.
It certainly did come back against the breeze there. Jason was standing in that pocket, as you said, before the game, and watching some of the guys have a crack at goal from over there was pretty tough work. So they'll certainly take that one.
Well, Liam, will come down to you shortly. I know they've made a change, and we'll find out whether it's an injury change or whether it's just an enforced change, because they lack run. Adelaide, ball up in the middle. Symes takes it out of the middle, kicks to half forward. Duffield wrapped up. Crowd want ball. Don't get it. Liam Pickering.
Well, Phil Davis has just a bit up the race, so it's an injury to Phil Davis. He's got the red substitution jacket, so he's done for the day. Haven't been able to establish exactly what it is that's gone wrong with him. But
saw him holding his shoulder a little earlier on,
which was also strapped, so he's only got the bib half on, so I'd probably tell you that he might be able to get his arm up. So that's a real concern for Adelaide. He's an important young player.
I think he also got a knock on it in round 1, and we heard Neil Craig before the match say that if they didn't have the bye, a couple of others would have missed, so he might have been one that only just made it to the post.
I'm still trying to get over how that Crowley kick went the other way. He looked like a real pickle.
Dylan Robertson come off with a blood rule as well for Fremantle. Big pack around this ball. Must be 20 players within a handball's distance of this ball. They will ball it up. Crowd still a little restless. McKernan knocks it down. Just a floater inside, 50 from Douglas. Tippett with 2 to beat. Can't beat them both. McFarlane, Hill, Pitt.
No, he can't beat them both, Dwayne, but he did the right thing and he made a contest, was brought it to ground, and the only people down, there were 2 Fremantle Dockers players there. So where are all the Crows?
Hit off one step to the wing. John Cock left it behind. Bradley. Hill with a knock on. That didn't work. McKernan pops a short pass to Dangerfield. Ball carried in the breeze. Duffield. Not a lot to go to. Inboard. Great dangerous kick. Perfect kick. Palmer plays on into trouble. Just gets it away. Pavlich hasn't had a big day in his milestone game just yet. Stolen back by Van Berlo. Heads toward Walker. Gets there.
Good kick from Van Berlo. He actually dictated to where he wanted Taylor Walker to go. He was backpedaling with his opponent, Anthony Grover, and he just kicked into the space lateral to the contest and made Walker actually react. He had his eyes on the footy. Grover was watching Walker.
Well, Walker hasn't been leading at all for the whole game, so you're right. It was a terrific kick. Not sure how Pavlich got rid of that ball if it wasn't holding it.
No, I'll tell you what though, Piggers, they don't care. As long as it gets out now, they let it go.
And you attempt to swing something at it.
Yep.
He was the hero in round 1 with 4 goals, Taylor Walker, and boy, do they need a hero now.
Taylor Walker's certainly got the ability to kick 2 or 3 1/4, so if he can get that work rate up, which Pickers has spoken about, it's something that they'll certainly benefit from, the Adelaide Football Club. But really for me in that passage of play, it was Palmer playing on in the middle. They've obviously been instructed to do that before the game by their coach. They're playing at every opportunity, and doing that turned the ball over, which created a score.
4 goals, 2 here in round 1. Win over Hawthorn. Both these teams with 1 win coming in. Fremantle over Brisbane, Adelaide over Hawthorn. Fremantle coming off that narrow loss to Geelong last week. And if you joined us late, talked about it earlier. Adelaide coming off a bye, and they look a little rusty. Duffield bumped off it. Douglas thumps it back. Walker goes up, can't mark it. Hits the deck. Marriage.
Oh, handball.
Not a known goal kicker. Henderson might make this kick look okay. Hill. It's been spectacular. Can't take this one. Dangerfield tucked into the pocket. Handballs it back. Rotten back on. Put it up to Hill. He'll be coming back. Tambling.
Missed an opportunity, Marriage. He had a player outside he could have hand passed to.
Fought himself there, Tambling. Had to go back again. Smith high. Anderson can't get it. Subin does. Couldn't mark it. Duffield. Brilliant. McFarlane. Low. And good commitment. Kipner Bradley was coming hard. Van Berlo took the mark. Pops it inside 50. Couldn't find the pass target. Douglas. Sandlands goes down. Pavlich. Blind turn. Handball not so good. Duffield lays a tackle that looked a little high. It is high. Davis is your sub, Adelaide Crow fans. He's in the red vest. And a free kick to Adelaide.
Well, this was called by the umpire a little further downfield. There's the courageous mark going back by Van Berlo. Terrific effort. And then he's in there again. You can see it was the left arm initially from Duffield was over the shoulder.
Bernie Vince.
Big kick.
Already has a goal. Big year this for him. Coming off a bad year. Club imposed suspension and had to cope with tags last year and didn't do it all that well. Wind doesn't blow that back. Stayed in play for a second. Behind. Massive year for Bernie Vince. Duffield. Subin.
You mentioned Phil Davis, and we saw it in the picture there, that got the big bag of ice on the right shoulder. Just wearing the red vest, basically. He'll get pretty cold. It's put a chilly day down here, but he's out of business, obviously, now.
Subin wide. Pavlich, slick hands. Lower. Mundy. Options are plenty at half forward. Who do they want? Crowley sends it long. McPhee. Can he get there in front of Rutten? Ball bounced unkindly. Rutten peels back. McPhee keeps it alive. No, he doesn't. That's on the full.
It should be on the full.
Well, it looked on the full from here. And
unless it was out before he kicked it. I think they're going to have a chat.
We're a long way away.
They're all convinced. Let's have a look. Maybe it was over the line before he kicks it. That's on the full.
Yep.
The shin is part of the foot.
Ball in. Rutten. Game 150 dragged down. Ball going nowhere. Otten couldn't break free.
Anywhere below the knee is considered an effective kick in this game, so that should have been a free kick to the Crows.
Marriage front spot beats Sandlands for a rare time. Martin tried to shuffle it out. Otten likewise got a handball out. Tucked up against the boundary. Douglas ball in. The crowd getting restless. 19 minutes gone. Second term. 22 points the margin. It was 30 at quarter time. Sandlands flick back. Tambling was there. Fife caught. Pavlich. Hill takes on Marriage. Not a bad move. Centering kick toward the square. And fumbled through by Crowley.
One thing that has picked up, Jace, is the tackles from the Adelaide Football Club. Look, in this quarter, they've certainly picked up the rate and closed that gap now between the difference at quarter time.
Well, I'm not sure who he was looking for.
Duffield.
There was no one within 25 metres of that kick.
Options calling for a short. Sends it long. Waiting under it, Hill. Took a long time to come down. Vince. Main lays the tackle. Vince to the boundary. Ball in.
Talk about Graham Johncock. The two that he hasn't kicked out today so far are the two that the Adelaide have turned over.
And they're the two by Bernie Vince.
Sandlands, Marriage falls. Sandlands down to Mundy. Wants to get a shot away. Can't. Gives it to Fife. Just as good. That's across the face, though. Could become a cult hero, Nathan Fife. Big bag of tricks.
That's a better quick kick. Oh, he had to go.
McFarlane.
He needed Henderson to go for it.
Robertson sits it up. Main can go the big jump. Oh, he fumbled it down. Palmer breaks free. Got handball options. Mundy should drive it through from there. Does. It's back to 30.
Well, we're seeing some very uncharacteristic efforts from Adelaide. It's looking all too easy at stages for the Doggers. I mean, they had time to pick up the drop mark, then shoot a hand. Look at the space Mundy's in, under no pressure directly in front. They had 2-on-1 out on the wing. No, neither of them went for it. McFarlane takes the mark in the middle and gets the ball going back in his direction, in the Dockers' direction. It's just a long way short of what they produced in round one at the moment, the Adelaide Crows.
And great composure by Reece Palmer. Then he could have slammed that ball on his left foot and had a crack at the goals, but just to see his teammate in open space, easy goal.
Dangerous 6 minutes coming up here for Adelaide. 30 points the margin. Dangerfield bounces it toward half forward. Robertson, oh, he put his body on the line. Mundy, fresh off the goal, inspired. Sandals, been outstanding from the start. De Boer, Hill, he could go all the way from 52. Drives it long offline. Just couldn't finish. Stephen Hill.
Probably had a chance to pop it over then to Crowley, who was running into some good open space inside forward 50.
It's not often you see the Crows outrun, but that's certainly what's happening at the moment.
Well harassed by Ballantyne, kept the ball alive there. Riley, Thompson, Ballantyne lays a tackle on Martin. Ball hits the deck again. Still on 50 for Fremantle. Adelaide getting numbers back to drag this across the line.
And that's the third time. It was Martin that took the kick out that time, missed the target. I reckon they've just got to leave it to Graham Johncock.
And Jason mentioned the run there, but with McKay, Dowdy and Sloan out of the side, that's where they're lacking that midfield run at the moment.
Oh, gee, that was lucky. Umpires are very wary of players putting their head down to gain a free these days. McPhee. Yeah, maybe that's the evener up. McPhee from 60, hands it off. Pavlich hits the pocket, good option. And Pitt can have the shot.
Yeah, that should be nearly an impossible kick from there with the wind. A downwind right to left, and he's hard in the right pocket.
Kid's good though, Pitt. From the Super Saints in Geelong, St Albans.
Need to be a genius with a drop punt from there.
Picked 20 in last year's draft. Goes with the drop punt. Misses. Actually missed a week of training over summer with Fremantle, Jaden Pitt, because he had sunburn on the top of his feet. Came from Geelong where there's not a lot of sun, and found out quickly you've got to be careful when you win thongs for too long in WA.
Only you could find things like that out there.
Vince, see where this kick-in goes. Taylor Walker edged out of the contest. Robertson got a fist down. Ball up.
Have a look at this kick in, boys. Oh,
did it leave the hands?
Touch and go.
Holding Thompson's arms. Scott Thompson.
Free kick off the ball.
Richard Scott Thompson free.
4 minutes from half-time. Biggest margin of the game right now, 32 points. Vince gives it back to Douglas. Catch that if you can. Tippett nearly does. Dangerfield gives it off. Douglas. Caught, dropped it. The ball. Dangerfield steals it back. Johncock. Handballs inboard. Marriage, the big man, bends around, gets the kick away. Hill working both ends, and that's 50.
They've left this man unattended virtually for the entire match. He's coming up for possession number 17, Stephen Hill.
Yep, he was player that Fremantle earmarked to have a massive future. Pick 3 in the draft behind Watson, Nat and Nui, and they'd be pretty happy with their pick right now.
And they've played him a lot off half back already this year, and I think you'll find that opposition teams are going to start having to put that defensive forward role on him.
Palmer gives it back to him on cue. Stephen Hill. Kevin Sheedy used to say when you play 50 games, your apprenticeship is over, and Stephen Hill playing game 48. So he's starting to grow as a player, dominate games, a good year. Fremantle playing possession footy. Palmer. Second season back from a knee. Reece Palmer. Farland.
Nice little lead here at half-time, Fremantle. Adelaide are going to push up on them here.
Subin thumps it along. Sandlands is there. Can't get the jump at it, and Fife does.
Making all the play, the Dockers. They're the ones attacking the footy. Too many of the Crows are just playing reactive football.
Helicopter kick. Pavlich.
Playing behind their opponents in defence. They're not pushing up with the footy in their forward line. Fremantle have done some real homework here on the way Adelaide are moving the ball as well.
Surely couldn't kick this, Pickers, could he?
No, I'm not saying another word.
Surely not. He has to be smart with this kick.
It's a pretty good craftsman. Hits the hot spot, and no one goes for it. Stevens, and that's 50. Not a good time to get 50. 1 minute 42 left on the clock. All the momentum going Fremantle's way.
They've got to make something of this, Adelaide. They've got to fashion a goal before half-time.
McKernan. 90 seconds.
Van Berlo's the only Adelaide forward moving at the moment, creating something.
Just nothing, isn't it?
Over the head of Symes. Main, Ballantyne. Fremantle can sniff another one here. Ballantyne breaks through. No one tackles him, not holding the ball. Dispossessed though, Yench. Martin throws on the boot. Stephen Hill can't get there in time. Henderson does. Dragged down, he played on. That's ball.
Gone.
Had Pryor, gotta be gone. Subin, superb.
The super tackle here, didn't give up in the contest, and that's been from minute 1 from the Dockers.
Moving on. Play on.
Short to go. Sandland's a target again over his head. That'll do.
Interesting contrasting styles here. The Fremantle sit-up's really been a lot of small players, mobile players. Crowley, McPhee, they've all done a really good job. They've gone the traditional big guys up forward Adelaide, and they're getting nothing out of them.
Disbelief here at the moment. Walker goes up early, way early. And that should be enough for Fremantle to decide whether they want to take the remaining seconds off the clock or attempt one more shot. Sandland's the target again.
Chop.
Arm chop free kick, Sandland's ball. Still time if he thumps it long. Main, huge fly, couldn't bring it down. Pavlich wrapped up by Riley.
Well, he's not making an effort if he just puts his hand up like that.
Well, it's true. Well, some spice in this one, but right now, Fremantle has all the answers. 32 points the margin at half-time. Fremantle 7-7-49. Adelaide 2-5-17.